This is brutally honest advice for the entrepreneur who wants to grow a personal brand on Instagram and start making money from it by selling their products and services. Now, I'm not just talking out of my ass. Like, I've actually done this before for clients. Obviously, this is a YouTube silver play button. But for that same client, I have over 4 million followers on Instagram. I actually currently co-own that brand. So I do know what I'm talking about. My name's Simon. I own a company called Viral Growth. For the past 4.5, 5 years, I've been working with really big names on social media to help them basically grow their audiences and make more money from those audiences. And across all those years, I've noticed a lot of patterns, a lot of trends between the people who actually make it on social media and the ones who fail, basically. And it breaks down to, as far as I can see, four brutal truths that most people are either not willing to accept or they're simply not aware of before they get into the social media game. Now, we'll get right into it. The first thing that you need to understand is that if you're not willing to post at least once a day, every day, for a full year with zero expectations of anything good to come of it, don't even start posting content in the first place. If you can sit by yourself and think, if I go on this journey and I post one video a day, every day, and I give effort and nothing happens, would I be cool with that, knowing that something could happen at some point in the future? If you're not cool with that idea, don't even start in the first place. Because I can tell you that this is not something that's like, it's a quick cash grab or something, or like winning the lottery where, you get one ticket, you win it once and you never win it again. This is something that if you build the right way and you put effort into it over years, then it's like winning a lottery ticket every month because of all the sales and the traffic that you can get from it. Now, something as fantastic as that for your business, to own that kind of asset for your business, is not going to be easy to get. So if you're the kind of person who is really impatient, wants results tomorrow, will give up if they don't get results, and you know that about yourself, like really self-analyze yourself and ask yourself, are you that kind of person who could wait for a full year posting every day with no results? If you are that person, then great, you're going to have a great time. If you are not that person, I would advise you to not even start, because you're going to go for 2 months or 3 months, probably not get the results that you really, really want. And you're going to get pissed off and give up and think, ooh, content doesn't work. All this is BS, blah, 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 all this effort I put in. But the guys who put in the effort for a year, they build that loyalty, that equity, they get their face recognized in the space after time. And it probably won't, here's the secret, it probably won't even take you a year. I've seen it happen in a handful of months. You could become one of the biggest names. You could become one of the highest earning people from social media in your space, but only if you're willing to put in the effort for a prolonged period of time without any kind of expectation of results. Because when you have that expectation that nothing's going to happen for a long time, then you are in the right mind frame for it to actually happen significantly faster than you otherwise would, right? That's the first brutal truth. That's the first brutal truth. The second brutal truth is lifestyle content will not make you the kind of money that you think it will. There's a caveat to this though. Everything has a nuance. This has a caveat. But in general, if you're posting lifestyle or flexing lifestyle too much, it's like the core of your brand, you are going to be attracting lower quality people, right? I can promise you that the people, and obviously it depends on what you're selling and everything, but most people I work with, they're selling products and services, well, mostly services, coaching, consulting, agency, over 10K. They might be charging 10K per month. They might be charging 10, 20K flat consulting fees or even more. Some clients are charging well over 50K, right? If your core brand positioning is lifestyle, you will not attract the people that will be able to afford 10, 20, 30, 50K or more, or a really big monthly retainer. You will attract lower income, lower quality people. They might be working an entry-level job. They might be in college with not much money. If that's your target demographic, do as much lifestyle as you want. If you want a real B2C product where it's like entry level people and you're trying to sell some get rich quick BS, cool, do lifestyle. I don't work with people like that, honestly. And I think that most people don't even want to have a business like that. Most people that I know that are running any kind of coaching, consulting, or agency business, they want to charge way more, have way less clients, charge way more per client. And if they are doing any kind of sort of B2C coaching, they want to be working with higher income job people who are trying to make an investment into themselves to grow a business. In that instance, lifestyle content will hurt you more than it helps you. If you're trying to flex cars, flex vacations, flex your revenue and your Rolly and your Van Cleef and whatever it is that you think is cool to flex, you're not going to attract high quality people. Okay, so instead, what you need to do is you can show that you're doing well. I'm not saying you shouldn't ever show kind of your life, but you can do it tastefully. You can do it in a way where people respect that you've built something and attained a certain way of life, but not make it obnoxious, not make it over the top, not make it the only thing that your brand is about. When you fall in that trap, yes, okay, the high quality people are repelled because they think you're a scam guru, and the low quality people are brought in because they don't know any better and they think that what you're doing is like, the sign of a successful person, right? So that's the second brutal truth. Don't post lifestyle content. Focus on value, focus on much more high quality content. The third thing, and I think this will attack a lot of people's egos, and I've seen it attack a lot of people's egos. And this usually happens when someone is big and respected in the real world, but they're not known on social media. I've had instances where someone would come to work with me and they might have been a big guru or a medium-sized guru 10 years ago. But as we all know, the internet moves on and platforms shift. This one person in particular was big on Facebook for a while. And then everyone left Facebook and went to Instagram and Twitter and all these places. And they never migrated their personal brand over. They never adapted with the times. So their audience dried up on Facebook. They had no one that knew them on the new world that was coming into the market. Nobody knew who they were, but they still had the ego and the mindset of someone who should be automatically respected and revered. Okay. What they didn't understand was, this is the third brutal truth, is that no one cares about you or who you are or what you've done. They only care about how you can help them or inspire them. At the end of the day, you as a person don't matter to them, because if you weren't there, they would lock on to somebody else. And they're only locking on to that person because they're giving them the help they need or they're inspiring them somehow. Okay? So what I mean by that is you should not automatically assume because you have this accolade or you're known by that person or you've spoken at a certain event or you made some money some time ago, nobody cares about that, right? Because that doesn't benefit anyone else other than you. And in the content world, it's about how can you benefit the people behind that screen watching, okay? So if all of your content is all about me, this is what I've done, this is what I'm doing, not good. You need to frame it back on them. Assume that every single person watching that video has never heard of you before, never seen you, they don't know anything about you. It's a new introduction every time you click record. And each time you click record is the new opportunity to prove to the people watching that you are an expert, you know what you're talking about, you can educate, you can inspire. And in some cases, depending on your niche, you can entertain. Okay. Now, over time, once you do build brand equity on that specific platform, then of course, and you build a loyal fan base, then the rules change. Okay. The rules are different for huge names versus small names, but most people are small names. When you're a huge name, then okay, people do start to invest in you personally. They start to care about you personally. But these are the people that are quite literally have 10 to 50 million followers. This is your streamers. This is your mega ultra gurus like the Alex Hormozis of the world. This is like the people that hit the mainstream. Then people might kind of personally invest in you as a person and who you are and what you've done in the past. But for 99.9% of everybody else, it's all about, can you help them or can you inspire them? Okay. The fourth brutal truth. And this is the final brutal truth. And again, this might ruffle some feathers. Don't get attached to anything. Just do what works. Okay? I've seen so many people get attached to this idea of what they think works or what they think people want, or I did this type of content 3 years ago and it worked. Why isn't it working today? Times change. People change. The market changes. Everything is always changing. If you get too attached to the way things were, what worked in the past, what you think people want to buy but aren't buying, you're going to get smoked. You have to stay adaptable, especially in the world of social media. Certain styles of content just don't get watched anymore. The visuals kind of go through trends in terms of the styles of content people like to watch, right? It used to be that people only watched, YouTube, and then and looked at photos on Instagram. Then Reels and short form came in, right? Now that's kind of the dominant form. Then people were kind of going into podcasts, and now people are watching streaming, right? Then on the short form side, it used to be this hyper edited style of content. Now people are enjoying raw content, right? Things go through ebbs and flows. Certain businesses might not work anymore. Certain offers might not work anymore. You may have to pivot what you're offering to offer to a different, subsect of a certain industry. Your content might just stop working all of a sudden. I've seen so many YouTubers, for example, that they got 1 million subs, but their videos get 10K views. It's because they're posting the same content that worked 5 years ago when they got all those subs. They didn't innovate. They didn't adapt their content. Now, they might do that for personal reasons. Okay, there is something to be said for making sure that the kind of content you're posting is actually something you want to do from like a spirituality standpoint. Like, is that what you want to do? Like, are you putting on a persona for no reason? That's a different conversation. Ideally, in the perfect world, you want to find the crossover between those two things. What do I enjoy doing versus what's working? Don't get stuck and too attached to things that used to work or you think should work. The world doesn't care what you think it should be, and the market doesn't care what you think it should be. The market just is the market. You have to adapt what you're doing and what you're selling and what you're saying in order to get the market to come to you. You can't force the market to change in the way that you want it to. You have to tap into an existing conversation that's happening. You have to tap into an existing desire or a pain that's already there. And then you go to that piece of the market and you take it based on the things that make those particular people respond. You can't make them respond to you just by brute forcing it, right? You still have to make sure that what you're doing is attractive to them. Those are the 4 brutal truths. And I think that if you're willing to, accept those truths and push through them and, persevere, you will have a big audience on Instagram. And by big, I mean like, you don't even have to have millions, like tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of high quality people. And off the back of that, you can build a 7, multi-7, even 8-figure, multi-8-figure business per year. I've seen it so many times. But if you're not willing to accept those 4 things, it's probably not going to happen for you. And that's fine. It doesn't have to happen for everybody. If you like this content, guys, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Instagram's in the bio if you want to shoot me a DM, you want to shoot me a follow. And if at all you want to work with me to help you blow up your Instagram and your personal brand in general and make a shitload of money from it, again, link in description. You can book a call with us. And hopefully I see you again soon. Thanks.